Now, if you're making anywhere from 2.5K to 4 or 5K ish around that, depending on your margins, it's time to look for setters. If you're doing cold DMs, cold calling, cold emails, whatever it is, look for setters and start hiring them as soon as possible, right? That's what made the biggest change for me. I was making around 3 grand a month, I think, a little bit under, maybe after expenses, maybe 2 point something grand. And I started hiring setters, right? Now, there's a specific framework to follow to hire killer setters, the best of the best, the ones that either don't need a lot of training to get from the get go, or the ones that already have a good tonality, a good cadence, so you don't have to do a lot of work on the back end for them. Now, keep in mind, one thing I will tell you guys is that once you hire these people, it's not just as simple as just hiring them and sitting back, grabbing a mocktail and just chilling at the beach. It's not that simple. Arguably, it takes more time and more effort to actually teach these people and train them and coach them than it would for you to do your cold calls yourself. For example, right? When it comes to cold calls, it's you yourself, you're doing your dials every single day, you're logging them, and you're just going to sleep, right? That's you. That's what you do on a daily basis. Well, now all of a sudden you have 4 or 5 people doing calls, right? You have to manage them. You have to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. If they have any questions, you have to answer them. You always have to be available, right? There's one thing, just remember that, keep that in mind before, but it's definitely worth it in the back end, right? Because you need to scale, right? And if you don't do this, you won't scale, right? Now, I'm going to walk you guys through step by step exactly what I did to be able to set this up and what I would do in your position right now if you're making at least 2.5 grand a month. You're not willing to go into ads just yet, but you need setters and you're able to take them on. Now, what you want to do very, very first thing is to build your resource center. Now, a resource center is a centralized spot that explains how everything works, right? We're talking from the company all the way down to the script, objection docs, cold call recordings, setters, screen, basically everything that they would need, right? Filters out time wasters and pre-frames your expectations, right? So what to include is a role breakdown, script, an objection doc, commission structure, how to track report, basically something like this. So I'm sharing this with you guys right now. This is mine. You go into here, you can see exactly what we offer as real as a company to realtors, exactly what we do. You can see here the roles and responsibilities people have in the company. You can see the cold calling scripts. You can see the cold calling resources and training videos, live cold call recordings. You can get anything from a dialing SOP, exactly what we do and how everything works. You need to build this out. And I remember when I did this, my mentor, he told me that just do it as soon as possible. And I did it. I did it as soon as possible. I got the information I needed and I built this out. I literally was awake the whole night. Don't know if you guys can see it, but it might just be somewhere here that it says like updated last or something like that. Maybe it says somewhere here. Maybe I'm not able to see it because I'm the person that created this. Uh, Yeah, maybe I'm not able to see it, but from a different perspective, this I swear to God, guys, I sacrificed so much sleep this night. I was just awake trying to get this stuff done, and I got it done like 7, 8 a.m. in the morning, and then I went to sleep. Like I slept like 2 hours that night. But the point is, so worth it doing this. It's so worth it building this out and getting this done. It's gonna pay you dividends, right? Because the only thing that you would have to do is hire these people, put them in the Setter Resource Center. They learn everything. They come to you with the questions that they have specifically about what you've already told them what they need to know, right? They don't need to know anything above this, anything extra on top of this. This is all that they would need to know to get started, right? That's the main thing. Now, once you've spent some time building it, you can either host it on School, Google Docs, or Notion. Notion is the best. I love Notion. Notion is simple, straightforward. School works, but then you have to create like videos and frameworks and kind of have this little dashboard. Not the best thing. Google Docs, free, fast, probably not the best place to do it, but you could, as it's just super simple and straightforward, right? Second thing you want to do is you want to post the job in the right places, right? End of the day, you want hungry, experienced cold callers, right? You don't just want these random VAs from Philippines. Obviously, no hate towards Philippines or anything like that, but you want a pool of people that are actually ready and willing to be able to get this going, right? People that ideally have some form of structure in place already. Now, this is kind of the post that worked for me. Somewhat of a post like this: cold caller appointments at a wonder, work with real estate clientele, earn 3.5K a month, one top closers make 6 grand plus, closer positions also available, remote, US, Canada, UK, Australia, South Africa only. We're looking for experienced cold callers. Basically, you can read this, right? Everybody can read this. Now, where to post it, right? You want to make sure that you post this on places where you'll find your ideal clientele that you want to work with, right? So we're talking Facebook is probably not the best place, but you will find a lot of volume there. You'll find a lot of volume there. There's a lot of people that are going to apply, but then you'd have to filter them out. Second place is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is really good. If you guys see my screen here, you can come in here and then you can go to for businesses and then you can go to put out a job post and you can put it out here, right? You can put it out here and then you can actually do this. If you guys want a detailed video on how to do this specifically, I'll create one in the near future and I'll go through that with you guys as well. But you can do LinkedIn, you can do Facebook groups, somewhat like this. You can see I'm joined into a lot of groups. Let me remove myself from here. You can see here, you just go in, you literally just go in and you go down here and you just post it, right? So right now this group specifically is paused, but let's say this one, and there's just a lot of people posting in here. You're gonna get a lot of people applying. There are gonna be a lot of comments, and just gotta respond to everybody, get back to them, etc. That is on Facebook as well. So Facebook works, LinkedIn works. I've tried both. Both work quite well, but you're pushing for a lot of volume on these. You can use Upwork. I haven't used Upwork myself. However, I've heard a lot of people. I have a friend that used Upwork to hire a few setters. It works well. Only thing is, it costs money, right? So it costs money. All the other ones, they don't really cost that much. LinkedIn, you pay like $100 and you get like 100 applicants. It's really worth it in terms of the volume for how much you pay. But the best one that I've found success with is School. Now, the reason I found such great success on School is because I knew a guy that had his own agency before that didn't have time to run his own agency anymore, and he was looking for something part-time. I hired him, really good hire, so I was quite lucky there. However, people on School, why you want to go for them is because potentially these are agency owners or people looking to start an agency or looking to get experience, maybe making anywhere from 0 to 700 a month. They're not making a lot. They're just trying to get in there, get the experience. They can't really work all day. Pretty much those are the best people because they have an understanding of the agency business model. They have an understanding of how things work, and hiring them is going to be your best bet, right? On top of anything else. Obviously, if they have the tonality, they have the cadence, they have the vocabulary that you're looking for, these are going to be your best bets, right? On School, top performing, right? I've hired, I think, 3, 4 of my best setters from School, right? That is the absolute best place. I would recommend. So once you've posted this, you want to make sure that you monitor this every single day, right? So you want to do this on a 1 to 2 week period. Within that period, you should hire at least 5 people, right? These are very important key points. I want you guys to write this down. When you're going to hire at least minimum 5 people at once, right? Hire 5 people within a week's period. Hire them at the same time. Have them go through the training. Have them start calling, SMS, setting, whatever it is. Have them do what they're supposed to do, and then kick out the 2 less performing ones. Keep the 3 ones that have a little bit more potential. There's always going to be 1 or 2 that are performing really good in comparison to the last one. Keep those 3. Hire 2 more. Ideally, you only want 3 to 4 setters. That's enough. Because think about it, if you have 3 really good setters booking 4 or 5 appointments per day, that's 12 to 15 appointments per day. You don't need more than that if that's 3, 4 people, right? If you have 5 setters, they only need to book in 3 a day and you're at 15 per day, right? So you don't need volume in terms of many setters. You need more quality. 3, 4 good ones, even 2 to 3 really good ones is enough, right? And that's a lot better for you because it's detailed, right? You need to give them coaching. You need to give them feedback. You need to have weekly calls with them, one-on-one, personal touches. And it is very important. The less you have, the better. The less and the more quality you have is going to be your best bet and your best friend here as well. So make sure to do that. Hire many people in the start and then remove them after a week or so after they've had their trial week. Obviously, pay them if they're supposed to get paid and then remove them, give them to somebody else if you know anybody that's looking for something similar. Um, Obviously, this is not to be unethical, just to kind of remove people out of the funnel, people that are actually trying to make money. I respect them a lot. I respect them a lot. People with even bad tonality, good English, bad English, whatever it is. Like, I really respect them. I really respect their hustle. But unfortunately, from a company's perspective, if they're not producing results and they're not providing an ROI to the company, well, then it's wasting resources, right? At the end of the day, it is business, right? Even though I respect them a lot, it is business. We got to cut the line there, right? So that's what I recommend you guys doing. However, looping back to it, post it on these platforms every single 3 to 4 days, post it up again, right? So post it, wait 3 to 4 days. Let's say you post it on Monday, on Thursday, post it up again, do it again and do it again. Do it in a 2 week perspective, 14 days maximum. That's the time you want to give yourself to hire these people in. In that period, what you want to do is that you want to have conversations with these people, right? So as soon as they go ahead and either DM you or drop a word, whatever your company name is or whatever it is, you want to start DMing them. Now, there's a few things you want to ask them before you even set up anything with them, right? Now, obviously, you have a form. I'm going to walk you through exactly what type of form to build out, but there's 3 main questions you want to ask, right? Or you can say 2 main questions. First one is, where are you based? right? So where you're based in the world, is it because there's some people you just want to DQ them already. Reason is because of time zone. So let's say you're working in the US and you hire Filipino setters or Australian setters even though it says Australia there, quite bad that it says Australia there. But point is, even that is the issue is that not their English primarily, it's more so their time zone, right? So in Philippines, it's like 4 a.m. is like the morning time in the US. So that's an issue. You can't work with that, right? So make sure that you know where they're kind of calling from, where they're based out of, based on time zone and team meetings and all that important stuff. Second thing is how much hours they have available. Some people will literally tell you, oh, I have maybe 1 hour available a day. Well, that's nothing. That's not enough. Well, it's not enough for us to work together, right? Some people will tell you that I have 4 or 5 hours available per day. I can work 80 hours a week. I can work 30 or 40 hours a week, whatever it is. You want to make sure that they have enough hours and they're based in a specific area that you want to have them working in, right? That's when, after that, you go ahead and let them know, all right, listen, perfect. I'll go ahead and send you a form. Real quickly, all I need you to do is fill out that form and we will reach out, right? That is step number three. This is quite a simple and straightforward step-by-step thing. And what I'll show you guys is this is probably the most important thing, right? So you go in here, this is what they see. So they put in their name, their age, their Facebook profile, the best WhatsApp number, the best email address. This is for us to contact them after. What country you're based in. Obviously, they have gone ahead and said this, but just to say it again, can you give some real life examples of a time you've been consistent and disciplined to achieve something you want in life? When we're looking for setters, they're going to be doing the same exact thing every single day. And if they already have some experience being disciplined in the gym, being disciplined in home chores, whatever it may be, that replicates in other areas of life. So, in other words, if they're disciplined with the gym, if they're disciplined with their routine, with their diet, they're going to be disciplined in calling as well. Hence why we want to ask this, some real life examples, right? Second thing, have you had any experience cold calling, any sales customer experience? I mean, it's a benefit if they have, but it's not necessary. Like they don't have to have it. Have you got experience in the real estate niche? Same as the last one. They don't have to have it. If they have it, it's a lot better. What's one thing you're super passionate about? This is a little bit of a random one, but it is relevant to the next question we're going to ask. This is a performance-based commission only role. Are you comfortable with that? Super important to have this one as well because some people will say, no, I want some type of a base pay. Well, you just remove them from the pipeline, right? Now, after that, please record and upload a 30-second selfie video explaining why you're so passionate about this thing and why you love it so much. And here we're talking about this, right? So let's say they put soccer here. Well, I want a 30-second video, Loom, Google Drive, whatever it is, of them talking about soccer. Main thing here is not to listen to what their thoughts about soccer, or if they like Ronaldo or Messi. It's more so to figure out if their tonality, their cadence, their accent, and how they're speaking English and how they present themselves. That is the most important thing here. I couldn't care. Obviously, I do care about what they care about, but I couldn't care less other than actually caring about what we are looking for, right? So that's the main thing. This is the most important thing, and this will literally save you so much time. Because imagine getting hundreds of applicants in from LinkedIn or school or Facebook, and they all fill this out. Well, you can simply go in here and just remove people based on if they say no here. You can remove them because you're not going to pay base, you're paying performance based. And then you essentially look over all the videos, only the ones with good English and a good tonality. You go ahead and see them and you go ahead and talk with them. Obviously, culture fit is very is not talked about a lot, but is probably the most, if not one of the most important things when it comes to a company and hiring people, right? That's one of the things that I always recommend looking for, culture fit. Now, after you've done this, obviously, until now, what we covered is building the resource center. Shouldn't take you more than 1 to 2 days. Just sacrifice sleep for a few hours. It's worth it. Post it in the right places with the right essential script or whatever you would like to call it. Where to post it, use a form, what to ask. Essentially, we went through all of that. Fourth step, which we're kind of going towards the end here, is to run your interviews like a sales call, right? Now, what you want to do is you want to use this document right here, where I've actually go ahead and share this with you guys as well. You go ahead in here, and this is a full like interview script, right? So the principles, small chat, understand their current job and what they're doing, understand their sales experience. I'm not going to go all of these, but describe your company, understand if they might be a good fit, discuss compensation if you think they're a finalist, you want to hire them on the spot, offer them the position, delay offer due to other interviews, right? There's a whole script here. I'm not going to go through this. You guys can jump in here and take a look at this yourself. But make sure that these things are good. Like these are basically non-negotiables, right? So make sure that, for example, they turn up presentable, right? Make sure that they're not late, right? How coachable are they? Do they repeatedly tell you that they're open to coaching and the way of running calls? Are they constantly telling about you about how they do things? There's a lot of psychology here. Like look for patterns of behavior. Have they performed at a high level before? Same thing we talked about earlier, looping back to it with the discipline stuff, right? Have they been disciplined before, right? Well, obviously, it pays a big difference, right? That's kind of what you want to do. You want to act as if you are really hiring for a highly executive role, and that's kind of how you want to put this place in as well. So you want to make sure that you test for tone clarity, coachability, and objection handling, right? Now, what to do on the call, ask about experience. Don't overvalue it because obviously that's not something you want to do. You don't want to overvalue the fact that they have the experience or they don't have it. Have them read a part of your script. Make sure that you can listen some more of their tonality, their script. Throw a few objections at them, maybe if you want to test them. Set clear expectations on based on performance and see how hungry and open they are, right? See how hungry and open they are, how much they're willing to actually do this, and what their goals are essentially, right? Because that can tell you a lot about who you're working with. Fifth thing here, guys, is the choose the payouts and hire on this, or and go ahead and hire on the spot if you want to, right? So you can either pay per show up, you can pay per deal. Obviously, you want to do something performance based, not only to incentivize your sellers for to improve, but to actually make a lot more money as well, right? That's what it comes down to. You can even have a mix of both, which I kind of have. I pay them on show up, I pay them on closed deals, and I pay them on retainers, right? So I pay them a very, very good way, good structure, right? Which keeps them with us for a long time. I also have a few other things in place that I'll cover with you guys in future videos, if this is a relevant thing to go over as well, right? Now, if they're great, right? Don't wait around, right? If you're talking with them on the interview and they seem like a really, really good fit, don't wait. Just hire them on the call and give a soft launch the next day, right? So just wait around, hire them on the call, give them a soft launch. Don't overcomplicate it, right? However, if they're a little bit of a, I don't know if I want to work with this, I don't know if I want to work with this guy. I don't know if he's a super good like culture fit. Everything seems good, but I don't know if he would fit good in the company. Well, then wait around with it, right? Just tell him, you know what, I'm gonna get back with you. 2 seconds, guys. Just gotta grab some water. Tell them that I'm going to get back to you. I'm gonna reach back out within a few hours, and then on WhatsApp you can essentially after a few days reach out and tell them, hey, listen, spot got taken up. Unfortunately, we had someone else come in, and we're going to work with them. And yeah, wish you the best, whatever it may be. Right? You want to do something like that. Very last thing, guys, is to build your backend for daily operations. Right? So you want to create a Slack workspace, something like this. I'm not going to cover this specifically with you guys, but you can see somewhere like this is what you want to create. Somewhere where there's a end of day reports, general, ask for help, meeting recording, sales appointment booked, where people literally can put in the appointments they book. For example, right now, 20 minutes ago, appointment booked, another one right here, another one right here, and it just keeps going. You have access to all of your team members. You have access to every single thing here, so people can initially talk with each other. They can do role plays, whatever they want to do. You want to build this in the back end for clarity for every single thing, right? You also want to make sure that you have team meetings often. So you can see here, this is the team meeting schedule. So these team meetings are hosted on Mondays and Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern time on both days. You want to make sure that you have them where you can go over recordings and coach these people. As mentioned, this is not just as easy as just hiring people and just letting them do what they're supposed to do. No, this is quite the opposite thing. You got to be a lot more detailed, a lot more process orientated than you would with anything else, right? So you got to pay a lot of attention to these people. You got to help them out with everything they need help on, and you got to make sure that you're able to coach them and present yourself well, right? Because at the end of the day, these people need to get paid. They need to get money for their family and everybody around them, and you want them to improve, right? Hence why they're on your team. They want to improve and they want to become the best cold caller salesperson they want to become, setter, whatever it is. They want to make money. That's what you're going to help them with. And to be able to do that, you need to be your best as well, right? So keep that in mind, guys. If you guys need any more specific training or videos or resources, do let me know in the comments. And I will hopefully post a video specific required to that in the future. But for now, wish you guys the best with this. Good luck. Go ahead and crush it. And I'll see you guys on the top. Peace out.